I'll go ahead with the question. So one of the audience want to know what is the major challenge you face starting from your PhD career to an entrepreneur?
I think the when I say like major challenges is like when you start as an academic folk and translate the product from lab to land or think about that. One of the thing is about like uh, find the I found the excellent mentors in the academic life. But you need the mentor who can help you to write the business plan, because as a PhD student, you don't know how to write the business plan. You don't know how to write the balance sheet, right? So you need those things, and I found it very difficult time initially to convince myself that I cannot make these things, and this is not my expertise. But then I found some mentors who helped me that your expertise lies in doing the research, and there are folks out there who can help you to write the business plan, write the balance sheet, and things like that, uh, write the patents. So sometimes as a researcher we want to do like all the things by ourselves, but I suggest the researchers that you take the help of the experts, so that will help you to minimize the time which you translate from lab to land. And I took like time from 2008 to 2020. It took me such long time. It could have been earlier if I had some mentors from other different background, and I would have like cross-pollinated from different background. It would have been helped me so early, because I was doing all the things by myself. I was writing letter to the policymakers. I was writing my own patent draft. I was then helping to write the business page, and that took me like lot of time to convince the people. This technology could have come to the market in 2015.
Thank you, Dr. Raliya, that your persistence have really paid off in this journey over a decade. And going to the next question. So in an earlier slide, you have mentioned about AI tools coming into picture. How do you think these new tools will help in developing smart agricultural solutions?
In the smart agriculture, because right now most of the agricultures either like if we talk about like in a global scenario, part of the world is doing more like an through the mechanical based approaches, and then part of the world is doing more on the laborious part, like through the handheld equipments and things like that. So these AI, basically what AI, big data, all these big terminology or technologies, what they do, that they use the historical data of that particular geography. And based on those historical data, they can really disseminate those data into a customized solution to a particular location. Because when we talk about the precision, it really requires that like you really understand the localized environment, because in agriculture what you have in 10 miles to the next 10 miles, the different soil profile, different nutrient profile, different crop type, and which really like it is very difficult to provide the advice to the customers or to the farmers that what to apply in first 10 mile and what to apply in next 10 miles in one crop to another crop. But these AI tools, what happens that you, for example, the drone or satellites, they fly above the ground, and they can detect the what is there right now, and based on that they go on their historical data, simulate the things, and based on that they apply the knowledge or the product. So that way you basically like put the product or input materials in a more precise manner or and more effective manner. And I can see that like lot of big agriculture companies are now being participated with the IT companies who actually collaborating with the agriculture input manufacturers or the customers to translate either through the drone technology or through the satellite or NDVI. Lot of different technologies are being translated. In some part of the world, it is more in advanced stages. At some part, it is more at an initial steps. But I think all the steps are welcoming, and I think these technologies are being realized by farmers across the world.
Thank you, Dr. Raliya. And sorry about the technical glitch. An audience member is now curious about where are these nanomaterial factories that you have developed located?
So when I mentioned like few things in India, so in India we have these factories are located in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. They have these factories are located in Uttar Pradesh, and in Bangalore it's coming up, in Tamil Nadu, sorry, in Odisha it's coming up, and also in Chhattisgarh, and in Gujarat there are a couple of factories. So like these are the states are front runner in terms of like setting up the facilities. And one of the reason may be like because it's geographical and strategic location, because they might be either close to the port or they might be either close to the customer where the fertilizer being used the most.
That certainly makes sense. Going to the next question. What are the further strategies or plans that you have in mind for further quality improvements about the products that you have developed?
I think there are like a lot of opportunities to improve. I mean, when I take an example of like agriculture product, which is like constantly the season to season, the 1 year to next year, crop to crop, it varies the requirement, it varies the application rate, it varies when you change the application method, same product required like different rates. So I think like both the product technological development in the laboratory scale and also the application scale, the at the adoption level. So both the research and the adoption strategies are being constantly being evolved for both for this product and for the other products. And even you take like most advanced, most stable things, for example, the phone. You see that every year a company launched the new iPhone, right? Even they have the very good phone, but they launch the new phone because you have to constantly evolve, because you cannot stagger with the one thing. You have to evolve with the time, because over the period of time you face the new challenges, and sometimes over the period of time you get like you gather the customer feedback, and based on the customer feedback you evolve the things and move to the next steps.
Okay.
Sorry to pitch in, Sharmishta, but due to the
Yes.
paucity of time, we can take only one question.
Okay, in that case, just right now a related question poured in, and I will just pick that up quickly. What might be the role of AI in improving the quality of product?
AI is helping us a lot through the artificial intelligence. We are having like millions of experimental data, because when we do the experiments, for example, from 2008 to 2024, now we have millions of data in Excel sheet and file format. When we analyze through by ourselves or manually, it takes like a lot of time to get the information from those data and what are the insights. But AI is helping us to discover new molecules, new interactions, and in fact we can simulate the things that how these nanoparticles or the materials, when you apply to the plants under certain conditions, how they will interact with the plants, how they will affect the plants. So those things you really can get those data even without going to the field, using the technology like artificial intelligence and big data science.
Thank you, Dr. Raliya. So in the interest of time, we might have to close the session right now. We have a lot of more questions that have been asked by the audience members, but unfortunately, we are unable to pick them up at this time. But please, I'm sure you will also be happy to answer all of the rest of the questions the audience members have if they reach out to you via email or other modes of communication, as you have mentioned. And before
Absolutely.
ending this session of ACS Science Talks, please share with us if you have any concluding remarks.
One thing is that I would be happy to get your feedback and questions, and would be happy to reply your questions, either me or my team. In the final remark, I would like to encourage all the researchers around the globe for few things. One is maximum possible try to collaborate with the people in a cross disciplines. If you are from biology, try to collaborate with the different people from the physics, from the chemistry, from the mathematics, from the computer science, and you will see the how you can translate your technology rapid and faster and the impacts. The second thing I would say that don't get demoralized when your paper get rejected from a journal, your patent get rejected from a patent office, or if your business proposal get turned down, or if you don't get a project fellow or postdoc or PhD positions in a certain lab. What you are working, if you are believing in what you are working, then there is 100% possibility that you can take your technology, take your thought process to the real world application, for the real world application. But the only thing required is a consistent feedback and be true to yourself. And true to yourself means make sure that what you think is a real research problem, and you are able to forecast the research problem not only of the today but also the future problems. Because as a scientist, as a researcher, we have to solve the problem not of today, not only of today, but we also have to solve the problem of the future. And that's why you have seen one of the picture where I put my daughter in and my parents' picture, because not only I'm solving the problem for my parents who are doing the farming today, but also for the future farmer like my daughter. So yeah, I encourage all of you to remain motivated. There are like huge opportunities to solve the global problems, and we all have really excellent skill, and you are the front runner in the work you are doing. So keep working hard and ensure that what you work is get translated and communicated to the people and policymakers.
Thank you, Dr. Raliya. That is certainly very, very sound advice, both of them. And with that, I will hand it over now to Neha to close the session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raliya, for this lecture, and thanks to Sharmishta and Reshmi for moderating today's Q&A.